Hi, this is Chris. Thank you so much for stopping at my channel today. This is week 4 of Christmas and Summer, hosted by Dawn H Creates. The theme for this week is anything goes. And since I had purchased this stocking folded last year from the Stamps of Life, when I attended this Stamp Scrap Expo in August a year ago, back when we could attend in-person events, I never got around to using it, so I thought this would be an excellent opportunity to use this die set. So this is one of their fold-its, and what you do to cut out a fold-it is you take the large outline die and you take a piece of cardstock, fold it in half, and you can either, place on, you want to place it on your fold line. There's some notes on the actual die that says place fold here, either on the side or on the top. This piece of cardstock is obviously too small, but you get the idea. So for this particular example, if you do it on the side, then your card is going to look like this when it opens up. So anyway, what I thought I would do is I made a couple of cards, and then I have one card that I still need to make. So I thought it would be fun to first show you the cards that I made, and then I can make the third card with you on camera, and you can let me know how you like that. So anyway, for this first one, I just did super simple. I cut out my base out of some red cardstock, and I stamped Have a Sweet Christmas from their gingerbread to stamp set. And then on the outside, I used the holiday hugs and the holly and the little bow from the stocking set. And then I just ink blended the edges of the lighter cardstock just to kind of give it that cozy Christmas look. And for this one, this is a pretty simple design. I still feel like it's missing something here, so I'll probably eventually put something there, but similar concept. I somewhat ink blended the holly and the berry just to give it a little bit of a rustic look, and I cut out my paper and then stamped Merry Christmas on the inside. And then for the third card, we're going to assemble it, and I'll be using the die from the gingerbread to stamp set. And again, I think I pointed this out in my first video, but what I like about their dies is you get both the outline die to cut out your stamp image, and then you also get the interior die, which makes a standalone die cut on its own. So I used that for the gingerbread, and you'll see what it looks like when we get to it. I also wanted to mention that the papers that I'm using are from this Holly Jolly Simple Stories collection, which I used earlier on in the series as well. And this has been a really nice paper collection to work with, and I'm excited to use it some more on other cards throughout the holiday season. So anyway, let's get started. So again, I'm going to ink around my edges just to add a little bit of dimension and definition to the finished project. I typically don't do the inking on the darker colored pieces, but I figure since this has some of the lighter colors with the cookies, that I would just see what, see if it's going to help to, I guess it does show up somewhat, so I'll go ahead and ink it up. Okay, I don't know if that really made a difference, but anyway, and then here's the top of the stocking. Yeah, it definitely helps on the lighter cardstock. I'm not so sure about the lighter colors. In fact, I think what I'm going to do for my gingerbread, I'm going to go ahead and grab a somewhat darker color ink, so that way I get better definition, because I don't think this fine linen is going to show up that much on the craft cardstock. So it's been fun to do these videos, and I'm in the process of planning out some content for some new videos. I recently placed an order for my birthday because typically around the time of my birthday is when I would attend the stamp scrapbook expo. But since all in-person events are canceled this year, like all, you know, rubber stamp conventions and whatnot are canceled, I figured I would just place an order online. So I placed a couple orders. One order from the Stamps of Life and one order from scrapbook.com. And I thought I'd come on and show you the different things I picked up, and then just kind of, you know, do a video showing you, you know, what I purchased for my birthday present to myself. And then I can kind of talk about some of my ideas as far as using the product. And then in future videos, I would come back and use some of the new things I purchased and just show you the cards. And I would like to find out if you prefer videos where I'm actually assembling the card and kind of doing a tutorial, or if you prefer just the card shares. Because one of the things that motivated me to want to do a YouTube channel is I wanted to see, you know, more videos of people doing projects and talking about, you know, what they're doing and offering little tips and tricks and stuff. So I'd be curious if other people feel that same way. So if you could just let me know if that's what you're interested in, or if you just prefer to, you know, see the finished product and how it came together. So anyway, I guess this will work. It's not perfect. He definitely looks kind of shabby, but we'll just run with it. So anyway, just to start putting this together, what we're gonna do is we'll start with our base, which for this one, I ended up just cutting out 2 panels, and then I scored it, and then I just ran a line of glue along there. So it still opens up like a regular card. It's just a little different than if I had, you know, put this on the edge of the paper and ran it through. So anyway, on the fold it, I'm gonna start with the bottom pieces first. So usually what I like to do is I kind of lay them out, and then I get my glue. I have been using Aleene's Tacky Glue for probably 25 years. It's very economical. I think it works great. And I like the fact that when you use like a regular tacky glue, you can set it down on your project, and then after you've you know, put down the other pieces, as long as you are moving relatively quickly, unless, you know, you have time to go in there and, you know, put it back, you know, put it into the proper place, which is nice, especially with the fold-its, because essentially, you know, you are somewhat paper piecing. So it's nice to be able to, you know, to kind of move it around, which I'm actually going to have to do. I just realized that I wanted to have the gingerbread kind of behind the cuff of the stocking. So I'm going to go ahead and move that. And I wanted him, you know, kind of at an angle so it looks like he was stuffed in there. So I'm going to just kind of see how that looks. I think he needs to get pushed down just a touch. So anyway, I think that's about right. And then I also wanted to put the little candy cane in his hand. So we'll just run a line of glue down his arm there, and then lay down the candy cane. And then I'll go ahead and apply more glue to the cuff, and then set that on top. It'll probably be a little bumpy, but it'll work. All right, there we go. And then my next pieces I wanted to put on are the cuffs, or not the cuffs, but like the, I don't know what you'd call this, like the heel and toe reinforcements. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right. Okay, and then I've got the two little holly pieces and the little paper bow. So that's how I was going to set that. So go ahead and glue these on. One thing I did want to say is, unfortunately, the Stamps of Life does not have this particular die set in stock anymore, but I did find one that's comparable from Sunny Studios. It's, you know, you could do the same. It doesn't explicitly say that you could make a stocking card shape out of it, but the outline of the stocking is such that you would be able to do that if you wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and link that in the description box of my video, and then you can check out that die set if that's of interest to you. So there we go. And I think just to finish it off, I'm going to add a little bow to the gingerbread. I think he needs just a little something. So I'm just using some May Arts twine and making a tiny bow. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this down so it's not too big for him. So here we go. All right. So there we go. We're finished with this card. I think this bow needs a little bit of work, but I'll probably, maybe I'll just add another May Arts, you know, little jute bow to that on top, just to, it looks a little naked. So let me do that real quick. And I love this twine from May Arts. I bought a whole roll of it off of Amazon, but it's nice in that you can make little bows for your cards, and because it's so thin, it doesn't add too much thickness to your card, and then you can still mail it with just one stamp. So just add a little glue. All right, I think that added a nice touch to add that twine to the bow. So anyway, here are my 3 cards. So thank you again for stopping by to watch my final video. Please comment and let me know what type of content you're most interested in. If you prefer just like the show and tell, or if you want to see actually how the card was made and watch a small or large tutorial. So thank you again. Have a great day.